The isolation. On a remote, craggy island off the coast of Maine stood the Blackwood Lighthouse, a sentinel against the raging Atlantic. For decades, it had guided ships through treacherous waters, its beam a comforting pulse in the dark. In 1937, the lighthouse was manned by three keepers: Tom Miller, a stoic veteran of the sea; young Arthur Finch, eager and full of dreams; and the quiet, scholarly Elias Thorne. Their days were a monotonous rhythm of polishing lenses, maintaining machinery, and keeping watch, punctuated only by the occasional supply boat. The isolation was profound. Weeks would pass without seeing another soul. The three men, though differing in temperament, had settled into a routine. Tom, the senior keeper, often shared tales of storms and shipwrecks, while Arthur dreamt aloud of a life beyond the island. Elias, however, remained largely to himself, often found engrossed in old books brought from the mainland. The island itself, windswept and barren, held a peculiar beauty, but also an oppressive silence that could weigh heavily on the spirit. Here's the first poster for the story, depicting the isolated Blackwood Lighthouse. The storm and the disappearance. One particularly violent November night, a fierce storm descended upon Blackwood Island. The winds howled like banshees, and waves crashed against the rocks with a thunderous roar. Inside the lighthouse, the men worked tirelessly to keep the light burning, their faces grim under the flickering oil lamps. Around midnight, a colossal wave struck the tower, shaking it to its foundations. When the immediate danger passed, Tom and Arthur went to check for damage. It was then they realized Elias was gone. His usual post near the logbook was empty. They searched every room, every corner of the small living quarters, but found no trace. His foul-weather gear was still hanging on its peg, and his boots remained by the door. It was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. There was no sign of a struggle, no broken window, no open door that could explain his exit into the raging storm. The raging storm made any immediate outdoor search impossible. The other two keepers were baffled and increasingly terrified. Here's the poster illustrating the storm and the mystery.